In this video, I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial on how to use the Uniswap decentralized exchange, even if you're a brand new beginner. We're going to show you how to set up a wallet. We're going to show you how to connect that wallet to Uniswap. We're going to show you how to fund that wallet. And then, of course, we're going to show you how to actually purchase and sell different cryptocurrencies using the Uniswap exchange. Now, I'm also going to show you near the end some really cool tricks on how to cut and make your fees significantly lower. You've probably seen people complain or talk about some of the crazy fees on the Ethereum blockchain right now. And it's important that you know how to minimize those fees so that you can get as much crypto for your dollar as you can. And lastly, if you stay to the end, we'll show you some kind of nifty little things that are inside of Uniswap that most people don't utilize that can actually pay you out in free cryptocurrency every single day. So we'll kind of touch on that at the very end of the video for you. And now let's dive in and learn Uniswap. So first, let's talk a little bit about what Uniswap is. If you've been in crypto for any time at all, you've probably heard of Coinbase or Binance, two of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges out there. But Coinbase and Binance are both centralized exchanges, meaning they hold on to all of your funds, they hold the cryptos for you, and they facilitate the transactions for you. And that means there's a lot less power in your hands and a lot more power in their hands. They could potentially freeze your crypto. They could say they don't want to make an exchange and not let you make an exchange. There's a lot that they can do when they're in ownership of your crypto. So Uniswap solves this by being a decentralized exchange, meaning there is no more middleman or central organization that controls or allows you to swap currencies. Instead, it's all done in a decentralized way where they're just connecting you and other people online that have those currencies to make these swaps. Now, it's really important for you to understand that in order for all of this to work, you have to also have a decentralized wallet. So Uniswap is just an exchange. You can almost think of it like as a marketplace where people with cryptos can all come together and make these swaps, but you still have to have a decentralized wallet where you're holding and storing your cryptocurrencies, and then we'll come into Uniswap with that wallet and make these exchanges. So that's where this tutorial is going to start. Let's touch for a minute real quick on how Uniswap is able to do what it does. For example, let's say I go in and I've got 25 Ethereum tokens that I would like to exchange for something. Uniswap is not actually going out there and searching and finding somebody else on the planet that says, hey, I'm looking to buy 25 Ethereum tokens. Instead, the way Uniswap works is it's got what's called liquidity pools. And you can see right here on the top of their site, it's got this pool option right here. And what liquidity pools is all these people that have these currencies. For example, let's say that I want to exchange Ethereum for another token on the Ethereum network, let's say Chainlink. Let's say I want to exchange Ethereum for Chainlink. Well, there are a lot of people out there that just want to hold on to Ethereum and Chainlink. And so what they do is they actually give Uniswap access to their Ethereum and Chainlink, and they create a big pool. And inside that pool, there's going to be a ton of Ethereum and a ton of Chainlink. And that way there's always access. When I come in and I say, hey, I've got Ethereum and I want to swap for Chainlink, it can make that swap in a matter of seconds for me because it's already got this big liquid pool of both of those assets. And now I'm going to put some more Ethereum in and pull some Chainlink out. Now this is great because it means that some of these people that have Ethereum and Chainlink and are putting it in the liquidity pool, they get fees for that. So they're able to make some money off of their crypto that they're holding without actually having to do any work. They're making passive income with crypto that they're probably already planning on holding anyway. So your first step to get started with Uniswap is actually to download the MetaMask browser wallet. And there's a link down below for you to go to a page that looks like this, and you're going to click Install MetaMask for Chrome. Now it's going to take you through 3 or 4 different steps. You're going to need to set up a security phrase and stuff. But once you've filled out all the steps and you've gone to create this MetaMask extension, it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this. You're also going to notice that up here on the top, you can see that it's added the MetaMask extension to your Chrome browser. And you can always get to the information here using this extension right here. You'll probably have a balance of 0. That's what happens when you first create something, right? So what we've created here is a decentralized wallet. Okay, this wallet is storing all of its information inside of our Chrome browser, and that's why it's going to give you a seed phrase. But once we've created this decentralized wallet, this is what's actually going to interact with Uniswap. Once we go to Uniswap's page, it's going to ask us to connect some kind of wallet, and MetaMask is probably the most common wallet out there right now. So we'll connect our MetaMask wallet and we'll give access to Uniswap and say, hey, you have access to exchange different cryptos that are inside of my wallet. And we'll kind of talk about that as we go on. But your first step is to set up this wallet, and then depending on where you're at in crypto, you're going to want to fund this wallet. Now, this is an Ethereum-based wallet, meaning your wallet comes with a built-in Ethereum address. And that address is right here at the top. You can see I can click copy, and I now have an address. And I can also go up here and do the exact same thing. I can click copy, and this is the address for my wallet, my public address. So now we can fund this wallet, and you can do that directly in the wallet. I can click buy, and I can fund and buy Ethereum like this right here using any of these methods. Or if you've been in crypto for a little bit, you can buy crypto or Ethereum somewhere else on a centralized exchange, for example, like Coinbase, and then you can send it to this address right here. And we're not going to go over that because this is a Uniswap tutorial, but essentially we need to fund the wallet somehow. So get your wallet funded with some Ethereum tokens, and we can get started from there. Now the next step for us is to connect and give Uniswap access to what we're looking at right here. And so we're going to give you another link down below, and that's going to take you to Uniswap right here. And it's very, very, very simple to use, thank goodness. So in order to give Uniswap access to our newly created MetaMask browser wallet, we're going to go right here, and mine is already connected, and so it's showing an address right there saying, hey, I'm already connected to this address. Yours is going to have a connect button, and you're just going to click connect. And what's going to happen is MetaMask is going to create a pop-up and say, do you want to allow Uniswap to connect to your wallet? And we will say yes. At this point, we're not giving them access to our funds or anything. We're just making that connection so they can see what's inside our wallet. And in your case, you'll probably have a little bit more Ethereum than me, who's sitting on about $3.50 currently in Ethereum. Now, once you've connected your wallet, you're going to see that it's going to show you right here some kind of balance of Ethereum that you have inside of your wallet. And now it's time to go make that exchange. So most exchanges on Uniswap go through Ethereum, but you can also exchange other coins directly for each other. But you'll find that Ethereum is kind of the base of Uniswap, and most exchanges go through that coin. So you can see right here, we've got 0.03 Ethereum. I actually just sent myself a little more so that we could do this tutorial and finish it out. But the next thing we need to do is select a token that we want to buy. So I don't know what token you're looking to buy, but this tutorial is going to show you how you can buy any token that's available on the Uniswap exchange. So what we need to do in order to do this is we actually need to get a contract address. Okay, all of these tokens are built on contracts. That's how Ethereum works. And so to get the contract address, we're going to go to a site called coinmarketcap.com. And this is probably the safest place where you can go to get these contract addresses. Be very, very careful not to just take a contract address from any random person online, because these are contracts, and if you don't understand what's happening and you use a wrong contract address, you could very well lose all of the money inside of your MetaMask wallet. So you need to be very careful when you're making swaps with different contracts that you know the contract is coming from a verified source. Okay, so for example, CoinMarketCap verifies contracts, typically, most of them, before they get put on CoinMarketCap. So we would look on here, and you can see there's all kinds of currencies. You're going to go up here and you're going to search, okay? And one of the big ones right now that I'm in is called WagMeGame, okay? And you can see it's looks like a bad day for WagMeGame, but that's okay. And what you're going to do is go to the site or the page on CoinMarketCap for the coin that you want to buy, and then you're going to find its contract address. And sometimes you'll see, like right here, it's got two contract addresses. You want to be very careful in Uniswap's case, and right now in this case, to get the Ethereum contract address. Okay, so you need to make sure it's the Ethereum contract address. You're going to click copy address, and now you're going to go back to Uniswap right here, and when you say select token, you're going to paste it, and you're going to see it's going to pull up the name right there. And we're going to click import, and then we're going to click import again, and now we've got a coin that we can purchase using Ethereum. So the one on top is being exchanged for the one on bottom. And we can now select an amount based on what we're seeing here, and I can say 0.0001 worth of Ethereum, or we'll say 1, and we'll give it $3 worth, okay? And look, $3 of Ethereum gets me a whole ton of WagMeGame coin. Now we can click swap, but there's one more thing we want to do, and that's right here in these settings. Okay, if we click swap right here, you're going to see that there's a slippage tolerance. And this is very important for you to understand. I wouldn't make an exchange on Uniswap at all until I fully understood what this was talking about. Essentially, a slippage tolerance is, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to make this swap, right? Now, it's possible that this liquidity pool that we talked about earlier doesn't have very much money in it. And it's possible that when you go to make this exchange, we're not going to be able to get it for the exact price that we're quoting right here. In fact, it's possible, in this case, that the price might be up to 25% different, okay? Meaning you might get 25% less of these coins than you thought you would get, than we quoted you right here. Is that okay? Okay, so 25%, I typically try not to do 25%. That's a lot of slippage, right? Like that's not a great thing to have happen when you think you're going to get 1,600 coins and you get 1,200 coins. So you set that, and typically lower is better for you. But the other problem is if you go too low on slippage, okay, so you set it too low, then your transaction won't go through. So it'll try to go out there and make the trade, and it'll say, oh, we can't find any for that price, but it looks like we could do it for 5% more. But if you set your slippage to 1%, it's going to fail, and it's still going to charge you fees. So welcome to the Ethereum blockchain. Welcome to crypto, right? You're still going to get charged fees here for trying, but your transaction's not actually going to go through because it couldn't find any within 1 or 5% of the price that it quoted you. So there's kind of like a fine balance here. Typically, I'll go for 10%, okay? I'll go for 10% on coins that are maybe a little bit smaller. So if you're swapping coins that are at both billion-dollar market caps, you probably don't have to worry about even messing with this. But if you're buying a coin like WAGMI, where it's typically kind of small, I'm going to give it a little bit of leeway because I understand that it might not be able to get the exact price that it's giving to me here. There's not a ton of money in the liquidity pools already just sitting there to be traded. So that's what slippage is. And the rest of this stuff you will not have to worry about. Now, occasionally, when you click swap, you might get an error message as well. And typically, that's coming from slippage as well. It's saying, hey, there's an error. I think there's going to be a slippage error here, and it's warning you about that. So if you're getting issues where you're clicking swap and it's pulling up some kind of error and saying it's not working, one of the first things I'll look at is maybe bumping up my slippage. Now, if that doesn't work, the next thing I'll look at, because there's funny errors in this stuff all the time, is I'll just change this right here. I'll change the amount in the token that I'm getting the most of to a different number slightly. Maybe I'll change it to a 4 or something. Sounds weird. But I've noticed that this will fix some random bugs and stuff that I've seen come in. Now, once you click swap, it's not quite done yet. So we'll click confirm swap. And what we've done is we've told Uniswap, hey, we want to make this swap. But MetaMask is our wallet, right? MetaMask is where our actual funds are. And MetaMask is going to say, wait, hold on just a minute. Are you sure you're okay with this? And now we need to sign that transaction in MetaMask and say we're okay with it inside of MetaMask. So you can see right here, it's saying you want $3.40 worth of that. And it's giving me an estimated gas fee. Now you can see right here, the estimated gas fee is $80. And believe it or not, this is actually a little bit lower than it is most of the time on Uniswap. Now the way these fees work is it's based on how busy the network is. So if there's a new product launching on the Ethereum network right now, you might see those fees skyrocket up to $400 or $1,000, like crazy high astronomical numbers. And the reason for that is the network is just very busy, and there's a lot of people that are using the Ethereum network right now, and thus the higher bidders, those that spend the most money, are the ones that actually are able to use it. So there's a link down below, and you can scroll down a bit and get to this chart right here. And what this chart is actually going to show you, and you'll probably want to read the whole article, but this chart is a good place to start, is it's showing you typically places where you should be making your swaps. Okay, so for example, Wednesdays at 12 a.m., it's extremely busy. Prices are extremely high. So you probably don't want to be doing your swaps Wednesdays at 12 a.m. You want to look more maybe on a Sunday, early afternoon or something like that. Right around 1 p.m. you can see the prices tend to be between $0 and $50 to make a swap. So if you're not in a hurry to get access to these coins, you might want to wait it out, and you can save literally hundreds of dollars just by purchasing at a different time. I know it's not ideal, and Ethereum is working on a fix, but it has not come out yet, so that's where we're at right now. So with that little detour, going back to our message right here, we have MetaMask with a pop-up saying, are you okay with Uniswap getting access to these tokens? Is that okay with you? And now we have to approve inside of Uniswap or inside of MetaMask. Now you can see right here in the time that we've been doing this little detour here where we talked about fees, the fees actually went down $20. So it's always worth just kind of sitting there for a second and seeing if they go lower. They might go higher, but the fees are constantly changing based on how busy the network is. Now we're going to show you one more thing, one more way where you could potentially lower your fees. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your MetaMask wallet right here, and you're going to click over here in your account, or click right here, sorry, on your profile picture and go to settings. You can see right here it's got a bunch of different settings, but one of them is advanced settings. And it's got an option where you can turn on advanced gas controls, where essentially you say, hey, I want to be in a little bit more control about how much I'm willing to spend in fees. So we're going to turn that on. Okay, I want to turn that on right here, and then we're going to close out of that account. Now when I go back here and I try to swap that WAGMI token right here, and it gives me a pop-up. Now you can see right here, it gives us a little bit of control. Currently, the max fee it can charge us is $64. Now we can edit that and maybe, lower this to 300,000. And you can see now the max fee is $57, and it still says it's likely going to happen in 30 seconds. You can see as we get lower here, maybe 200,000 Gwei. You can see right here, that's lowered, and it's still saying you could probably pull that off. Okay, so you can kind of tinker with this and set a limit. Now just know you're rolling the dice a little bit. So it's giving you a recommended amount to guarantee your transaction will go through. But if we go too low here, we say, 10,000 right there, I guess 100,000 right there, it's saying the max fee is $18, but there's a chance this transaction will not go through, and that means that you will still pay whatever your fee is, but you won't end up getting the coin that you're trying to purchase. So there's kind of a game you can play here, and sometimes I'll edit this depending on how high it is, sometimes I won't, but just understand that you have the power to give a maximum amount you're willing to spend, but you don't have the power to not lose that money if it ends up not going through. So just another way that we can kind of tinker with fees using Uniswap and potentially mess with some of these big fees that we're seeing on the Ethereum blockchain. But once you're good to go with it, once you accept everything, the gas fees that you put on there, everything like that, then all you've got to do is click confirm. And we're not going to go through with this because I actually don't want $3 worth of something to spend $40 on gas fees. But you're going to click confirm right there. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to let MetaMask know to keep an eye out for this token. So the token's going to show up, or it's going to be there when we buy it, but we need to tell MetaMask to look for it. There's a lot of tokens out there. We just need to give them a heads up, essentially. So we're going to go down here. We're going to click into our MetaMask browser extension. We're going to scroll down, click assets right there, and then we're going to click import tokens. We're going to say custom token, and then we're going to paste that contract address that we used to make that swap, just barely, and it's going to pre-fill it right here. We're going to click add custom token, import tokens. Now all that's happened is MetaMask is aware that we think we've purchased this coin and we need to keep an eye out for it. So you can see right here, it says currently you have 0 WAGMI, but it's letting me know. And if I don't do this, if I don't add WAGMI, MetaMask won't tell me that I have WAGMI. And you might have a little heart attack when you first purchase it thinking, where in the world did it go? Why is it not showing me that I have any WAGMI? So just make sure you give MetaMask that heads up and you'll be good to go and avoid that heart attack. Now you can see right here, we've got a MetaMask wallet. I've got some coins in my MetaMask wallet, and I can swap any of those coins that I have right here on Uniswap using everything that we just talked about. Now I want to talk about the last little bit. We talked about how we can earn some free crypto using the Uniswap exchange. That's by taking place in these pools. We talked about liquidity pools where you can give your tokens. Now you're not giving them, you're letting them use them. They're still yours. But you can let Uniswap use these tokens in their liquidity pools, and then you can get paid for doing so. So we're going to leave a link to a video where you can learn a little bit more about this if that's something that interests you, which it should, because if you're planning on holding cryptos, this is kind of a why not kind of thing. But you're going to go and click on this pool right here, and you can see it's going to give us an option here to open a new position. Now all we've got to do is we've got to tell Uniswap right here, hey, I want to give you access to Ethereum and one more coin, right? So Ethereum, and I don't have any more coins in here, I don't think. But let's say I did, I had this one. I could say, hey, I'm going to give Ethereum and 1 inch to Uniswap, and we're going to deposit both of those. And now there's liquidity. We've put in liquidity inside of this liquidity pool, and we can get paid out for doing so. So it's really easy to do. Again, don't just watch this tiny little bit that I did, but watch a full YouTube tutorial on this and understand kind of what you're getting into. And then this is something that I would encourage you to do if you're using Uniswap to buy and then hold currencies, is you can get some free crypto just by helping out with this ecosystem and providing liquidity to these liquidity pools. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have, or if you have any questions. I'm one of the few people that does respond to all of their questions in these tutorials, so go ahead and let me know down below and we will get those answered. If this is how you like to learn crypto in simple, straightforward ways without a lot of hype, this is probably the channel for you. So to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.